What is up, YouTube? How you doing? This is Moto Noob coming at you live, recorded live from Delaware, south of Dover, currently. And today, on this beautiful, chilly, near winter day, despite the fact that there are some awesome fall colors in bloom, I thought that I would take the time to talk to you today about riding in the winter, riding in the cold in general. Because, oh my god, it's like 42 degrees Fahrenheit out, which is about, well, freezing is 32F or 0C, so I'm not sure what, 45 degrees translates to in terms of Celsius, but let's just say it's a fair amount of cold outside. Thankfully the sun is shining, and outside of that it is a relatively gorgeous day. So I wanted to give you some tips on riding in the cold. Tip number one: try to put your gear on outside. And that may sound kind of ridiculous, but I actually picked this one up from another moto vlogger called Akimbo Jackson, and he made a really good point. Right? If you get all your gear on inside of your house, inside of your apartment, whatever, and even if you're delayed like 3 or 4 minutes, if it's a typical room temperature in your house, you're going to get hot and you're going to start to sweat. And then what happens is when you get outside and start riding, all this cold air is going to blow through whatever ventilation your gear does have, and then you're going to get cold as shit, and that's no bueno. So if you put your gear on outside, obviously you want to layer it up, get on some if you got like a riding balaclava, that's awesome, some Under Armour spandex, thermals, whatever, obviously layer it up. But then when you go to put on your gear, jacket, helmet, gloves, things like that, try to get that done outside. Did you see that leaf? Just whoosh. That's ridiculous. Tip number 2: don't ride out in the wet if you don't have to. Now, I'm not saying this from experience. I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. The only time that I've ridden out when it's wet, I was taking my bike, I took my bike out to the dealership, and I got some, I was getting like the coolant flush and the brake line flush, stuff I still didn't feel comfortable doing myself. I had that done at the dealership. And when I was done, it had just started to rain. So as I was driving back, it was starting to spitter, and it was something I was trying to avoid. Kind of knew it was going to wind up happening anyway. So I'm on the roads on relatively new asphalt, macadam, whatever, and oh my god, it scared the living shit out of me because I was going so much slower than I normally would. I was overreacting, overcompensating. Like, I would not go more than like 30, 40 miles an hour on some of the roads. And when I took turns, I took them way slow, which caused me to take them way wide. So I'm going around a turn. It's a right-hand bend. I'm going like this, right? I'm leaning over to the right. But at the same time, the angle of the curve is more than the angle that I was turning. So I drifted into the center, and I hit the center line. And something, if you're a newbie rider like me, I knew this, but I still let it happen anyway, target fixation maybe, is my wheels hit that center line paint, which when it's wet is like ice. And sure enough, the bike, forgot to turn on my blinker, newbie mistake. The back end of my bike slipped out from under me, it just went bloop, and kind of scared the living crap out of me. So that made me even more cautious, and I just kind of wound up, I got home, what would normally be a 7-minute trip about 20 minutes later. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is get the right gear. In October here, when it started to change, when the weather started to change, I still had my summer ventilated jacket, mesh jacket with a little bit of armor in it, and a liner. I still had the liner in it. Well, once the weather started to change, the wind just goes right through that jacket like you're not even wearing it. So, you know, what are you going to do? Well, you either go and get wind-resistant gear, weatherproof gear, or you can get something, you know, like a leather jacket like I have, which is still a little bit chilly right now, but it's certainly letting in a lot less air than that other jacket did. All right, let's go tip 3.A. All right, that's tip 3.A. Tip 3.B, you can layer up top, you can layer down bottom, but someplace you cannot layer is your hands. I consider myself a relatively manly man. I ride a motorcycle and all, you know that. So I can put up with the cold on the legs and the core and the chest. You know, that's not too bad. Where I get to be like a little sissy are my fingers, all right? Because if you think, your fingers are thin, right? You have bone, you have some muscle, sinew, and you have skin without too much fat in between it. Not only that, your hands are right here on the handlebar grips, and the wind is just constantly beating on your fingers, all right? So with that, and sometimes I can feel like right now, like I have the grip of death on my handlebars because I'm kind of cold. That's going to reduce the circulation as opposed to if you relax your hands a little bit and got them moving. So if you have the opportunity, look for a Gore-Tex glove liner, or get waterproof gloves. Ow, I just got hit by an acorn. Or thick waterproof gloves that are going to help protect your hands, because really it's all in the fingers, man. I'll ride to work some mornings, and I'll just get there and I won't be able to feel my fingers for like 10-15 minutes till they completely warm up and circulation is restored and whatnot. Alternatively, on 3.B, if you have the mechanical know-how, if you have the technical knowledge, check out heated grips. I was in where was I yesterday? I was at Diamond Motorsports in Dover, Delaware, and they had a little display for the heated grips, and I'm like, oh, I have no idea if or how they'd even work on on this 2002 bike. Not that I'd put any more money into it. I'm trying to sell it right now, but having heated grips would be really freaking cool at this point. That's kind of weird. Tip 3.C when it comes to gear is get some heated gear. Alright, this is ooh, this kind of looks interesting. There is an accident or something going on up here. I'm gonna duck back here and take a quick peek. If you have the money, get heated gear. I wish I had some. I wish I had personal experiences to relate, but from everything I've been told by my friends, it is the bomb diggity. It hooks into your bike. Granted, you either have to hook something into your battery, or some of them have these little plugs that you can do automatically for like battery tenders. Let's see what's going on here. They're just kind of chilling out there. So they have these little plugs that you can use, just plug your battery tenders right into. And you can get converters that go to these B&C plugs. And then what happens is you have an adapter that goes to a B&C, then you have a reverse one that goes from the B&C back to the proper connector. It's vice versa. I might be messing that up, but it basically allows you to use your heated gear with the fuse in it, so everything's all kosher on your electrical system. Granted, that can be a little bit not so cost effective, but if you have the cash, by all means, that'd be kind of cool. I can't even really see what they're doing over there. Oh, pardon me. Oh, forgot to turn my Cena on. Hello. Alright, this is boring me now. Well, thank you, Cena. Cena? Which is it? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Is it Cena or Senna? Yes, that was a shameless attempt to get some comments on this video. And I'm fine with that. Alright, yeah, this is boring. I'm gonna get going. Can you like hear the wind? I'm going like, that's like 25 miles an hour, but yesterday we had some wicked ass gusts, like up to 50 miles per hour. My damn bike cover blew off and went halfway down the road. I had to go chasing out this morning. And finally, tip number 4, and this is the crappiest tip of them all: don't ride. You know, if you've ever taken the MSF course, you know, they talk about skill-based riding, and you know, there's a risk factor to everything. And basically, in anything you do with any amount of risk, you want the amount of skill, the right amount of riding skill you have, to exceed the amount of risk that you take. So, riding in the winter when it's wet is dangerous. I mean, even like this, these leaves, if they're the least amount wet, and you know, they accumulate in any particular area, and I try to stop, turn, or do whatever on them, there's a very good likelihood that I'm going down. So, number 1, check the hubris at the door, and you know, be safe. That's number 1. Live to ride another day. You know. Let's see if I can get this guy. Dude's trying to pace me. Shit. Couple revies right there for good measure. So, oh, look, there's Dover Air Force Base. So that is my vlog for the day, guys. Thanks for watching. Those are my 4 tips on winter riding. Woo! If you have any tips for winter riding, please leave a comment below, and in the meantime, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment again, just because I'm starting out, and I would really appreciate that. Hopefully you can hear me through all this wind. Holy crap, I'm getting blown all around the road. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Whoa, almost got blown off there.